Hi everyone. So let's do a pick a card style reading today for your love interest. So I'm going to choose one card from each of these two decks. From this deck we have the World. And then from the Light Seers, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So take whatever time you need to determine which of these cards is resonating for you and your love situation the most. And there will be timestamps in the description and in the pinned comment, and I will see you in your reading. So again, there's the World and the Ten of Pentacles. So for those of you who chose the World, this is going to be your reading for your love interest. So let's see what the tarot wants to tell us about the World card. So there's the Tower, the High Priestess, the Moon, that's a lot of majors, Queen of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Two of Wands, King of Pentacles, King of Swords, Five of Wands. Underneath we have the Three of Cups. So let's get a couple of archetype cards. So we have the Offering and the Lover. And then finally, let's get a few more tarot cards and then we can really get into this. So there's the Page of Swords, which I think I'm going to flip over. Queen of Swords. Three of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Three of Cups again. And Ten of Wands. Underneath this deck, we have Fortitude, which is the Strength card in this deck. So let's get into this. What I'm feeling right away with this Three of Cups underneath the deck is that there may have been a lack of perhaps bonding in this relationship, or there might be a lack of bonding. Perhaps someone is emotionally unavailable. But I can certainly sense that there's an attraction between the two of you if it's not an emotional attachment, but let's see what we can find here. So in the energy between you, we have the King of Pentacles, the Lover, and the Three of Cups. So certainly this is telling me there's a lot of stability that exists between the two of you. There's a lot of compassion. There's a lot of happiness. I feel like there's been an expansion in the energy. I feel like you've kind of absorbed each other in a lot of ways, in a lot of good ways. But it may be that something is blocking the emotional side of things, that maybe you're struggling to be heard by this person. Perhaps you've tried to tell them several times how to be different or how to approach this differently. With the Three of Pentacles and the Five of Rings in their feelings, they're definitely feeling very insecure about this. They could be recovering from something from their past with the Five of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, where they feel like they have purpose with you, that they want to have strength with you. We did see strength underneath here, but it may be that they're feeling they don't have the strength to push through this, or to cooperate with you, or to work with you, or to give you what you need. They might be just unable at this point to give you what you need. And that may be why you're feeling that there's a lack of bonding, or a lack of emotional growth, or a lack of emotional investment. Because with this Two of Wands being here, this is really telling me that your person is fluctuating between what they give you and what they won't give you, that perhaps you feel like they're 1 foot in and 1 foot out because they've not fully committed to this one way or another. This 5 of Pentacles and 3 of Pentacles is also perhaps giving an impression that they may have had attachments to or influences with other people with the 3 of Pentacles. But I feel like they're trying to recover from something from their past is what this is giving. It feels like it's coming to fruition. It doesn't feel like it's totally useless or that there's no direction. It feels like this is going in the right direction. It feels like there's something coming in, but it just feels like perhaps this was a timing issue, that something wasn't right here. But they certainly think that you are fed up with this. They think that you're tired of fighting for this. They think that you're tired of this battle. You're tired of the conflict. You're tired of being the one to have to resolve it all the time. It's like this, you feel like there's a war that's been waged here, and relationships shouldn't be about war. They should be about pleasure and having fun. And so I think they understand that you're at the end of your rope when it comes to this. And you're feeling 5 wands and 10 wands. These are in your feelings. All of these wands are in your feelings. So again, this is telling me that you feel battle worn. You feel overwhelmed by the conflict that you feel is an unnecessary conflict. But yet for some reason, your intuition keeps telling you that this is something to perhaps continue to fight for. You still have vitality. You still have courage when it comes to this. Your heart may be calling you towards this. You have this telepathic inner knowing that something great could come out of this if the timing is or had been better. So I think you're with the King of Swords. I feel like you're strongly communicating with this person. You're really telling them exactly, you're trying to be very clear about what your intentions are for this relationship. You're trying to stay focused. You're trying to move it forward. You have goals to achieve when it comes to this person. But I think that you are being somewhat arm's length with this person, with the King of Swords, that you're not really putting your heart out there, but you understand that something deeper could eventually come of this. I think that you see your person as very fearful, and I think that you are right about that. I think that this person holds themselves back a lot with this 3 of Pentacles and 5 of Pentacles. I feel like they can get stuck in a lack mentality or in this idea that there is, wow, this card really wanted to pop out. This card is Venus in Taurus, which Venus currently is in Taurus, and it says romance, but it really wanted to be a part of this reading, even though I really wasn't intending that card to be part of the reading. But anyway, the romance card did show up, and so I feel like that's important in this particular message. But I think that your person, even though they have a lack mentality and it's taking a lot of effort on their part, I feel like they are facing their fears. I think behind the scenes, they've been doing a lot of work that you might not even know about. I think they have been confronting their shadow side. I think they've been riding out this storm. I think that there is a lot that has happened, again, that I don't think you know about, because we have the World and the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is about reflection and doing the hard work. And it does feel like with the World card that they have leveled up some. They've closed out some cycles, perhaps with whatever needed to be healed from their past. It seems like they're wrapping that up. They've done a lot of reflection regarding that and perhaps you and this connection. So it does feel like they're wrapping that up, but I feel like you don't know that. I think you still are seeing them as this person who has a strong victim mentality. But it's also because they're not sharing with you how much they've changed and how they've grown. So I think that you know your inner truth when it comes to this. We were saying before that it feels like you have this telepathic inner knowing. The Queen of Swords I often refer to her as my human lie detector, because she really is very good at discerning between the BS and the real stuff. And so I feel like that's why you're still here in this person's energy and why this person is still in yours, because you still feel like you want to collaborate with this person, cooperate with this person. But I think that's what needed to be healed in your person, because they have the Three of Pentacles here and you have a Three of Pentacles here. And so it feels like you were ready to do that, but they weren't ready. That's what still needed to be healed. So, but we have the Queen of Swords showing up here in the central energy between the two of you and the High Priestess. So this is telling me that you're both are highly intuitive. You're highly telepathic. And it may be that in the 5D realm, in the astral realm is what I'm getting with this Queen of Swords and the High Priestess, that your higher selves are very much connected, and you're teaching each other things in the 5D so that it will filter through to the 3D energy. So it does very strongly feel like that is what's keeping the two of you together. Your higher selves are saying to stay together. And I think that that's why you're sensing that. You're not sure why or where that's coming from, but you are sensing that you're meant to stay together with this person. And I just saw 1111 as I said that. So I really think that your higher selves are very strong part of this connection. So that tells me that you're probably in the right frame of mind to continue to receive these psychic downloads to see what you're meant to do next. But let's give you some advice in this connection to finish this reading off. So we have the Hermit, the Star, the Knight of Swords, and underneath everything is the Ten of Swords. So this is about you guys identifying your patterns and your blockages and loops that you may have been going around and around in, but it feels like your person is wrapping up those toxic cycles that they might have been in with people or someone from the past. And with the Star coming in the middle here, that's a card of healing. That's a card of hope. That's knowing that there's more on the horizon. And I think your person with the Hermit is really doing that deep work, but you don't see it yet. The 5D self sees it, you see it, your higher self sees it, their higher self sees it. They may even be seeing it in the 3D, but you're the only one who really doesn't know yet just how strongly this person has changed, and that they're on this path of truth. They're on this path of service with the Knight of Swords, and they really want to identify their patterns and do their healing and their growth so that they can be with you. So I feel like this is just a matter of time. This is going to require your courage. It's going to require your patience. But I think as long as your human lie detector remains on, you're going to see that this person is really trying to do right by you. They're trying to do the right thing, but it is requiring a great deal of strength and courage for them to do this healing. But it looks like they're right around the corner. So there you go. For those of you who chose the World, that was your reading for your love interest. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye. So for those of you who chose the 10 of Pentacles, this is going to be your love reading. So let's see what else the tarot wants to tell us. So there's a 9 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, 2 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Fool, Page of Swords. Underneath is the Star. So I'm going to pull a few more oracle cards and a few more tarot cards, but this is giving me the very distinct impression that the two of you are taking time out from each other. With this Hermit card being right here, I do get the sense that there has been some kind of a separation between the two of you. And if it's not a physical separation, then it's certainly an energetic separation. And I think it's because you're both doing the healing. But with the star being there, I do sort of feel like there's still hope in this situation, but let's see what else comes out. So we have bad health, we have house. And then let's get a few more tarot cards, and then we can really get into this. The 8 of Swords just popped over, so there could be fear involved. I am seeing the 9 of Swords, so there could be fear and stress involved in this situation. So we have Strength, the Empress, Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles again, 4 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. Underneath, we have the Page of Swords again. So we are getting a lot of repeating messages. So we have the card of House and we have the 4 of Wands, which can also be a card of homes and stability and milestones. So this is really telling me that you two have a strong and probably long history together. You may already live together. You may be married with the 4 of Wands. I don't usually read it that way, but in this context, it could be. But with this Hermit card, it certainly feels like even if you are not at a physical distance from each other, that you are certainly at an emotional or a energetic distance from each other. So your person is in a very self-centered mode right now. And by that, I don't mean selfish. I just mean that they are putting their own needs first right now, for whatever reason that might be. And they're feeling like they're not really sure what to do at this time. And it feels like there's still a loyalty that exists between the two of you, that they haven't just said, I don't want to do this anymore. But there is something deeper going on with your person, and as to why they have pulled back and why they feel like they can't make a decision about something. It sounds like they're being called to make this decision, probably by you because of what I'm seeing over here, but we'll get to that. Because I think you think that they're more capable of doing something than perhaps they think they are. But they know they're stressing you out. They know that they're stressing you out with this 9 of Swords here. They know that it's time for them to make some kind of a decision. It's time for them to step up or be willing to do something, whatever that is for you. Make that make sense for you. But they know that this lack of decision is really the end of things for you. With the 9s being the end, it feels like you're at your wit's end is what this feels like. But you are feeling like you want to take action with this person. You want to take the next steps. You want to move this forward. You want to continue to grow the bond that exists between the two of you, with the Page of Swords and the 10 of Cups. But with the Page of Swords being here as well, it feels like that's the thing that's really holding this relationship up, is that there's a lack of action. And it certainly feels like it's on this person's side, because the 2 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles are both cards of a lack of action. But I can see that's what's keeping the two of you apart. But it also looks like this person is healing, doing some kind of healing of some sort, which is why they're not acting. So there might be, and we'll keep getting into this, but there might be a really good reason why they are not taking action. This Fool card is just the same idea that you feel like it's time, that this is the person you want to take a risk on, but you can't do a relationship by yourself. You can't just know that this is what you want and do it and be all consumed in it if this person is not doing their part, or if they're not even participating at all. It's hard to be in a relationship with someone who's just not there. And I think you are seeing them very correctly with this 9 of Pentacles. You're seeing them exactly in the correct light. You're not deluding yourself in any way. You can see that this person is focused on themselves right now, and that they're staying put. They are not moving towards you. This 3 of Pentacles is telling me that they have probably been communicating with you. It's not like they ghosted you. And again, it looks like you might even live together with this person, or at least have a pretty substantial history together. So it feels like they still are talking to you and trying to be transparent with you and trying to work together with you, but that's not going to be enough for you, is what this is really telling me. I think that they want something very long term with you, because I see this 10 of Pentacles, but it's coming in with the Strength card. And I think that the problem here could be somewhat of an ego thing going on here, that this person does not want to admit to you how hard this has been for them. So whatever that is for them, if there is some healing going on, if it's a past relationship, if it's other things, if it's attachment issues, make it make sense for you and your situation. But they're certainly healing from something here, which is why they're fluctuating, why they can't make a decision. But it's been very hard for them. But they want you to think that everything is okay. And so I think that's led to you feeling like they're being selfish, when really it's requiring every bit of their strength, every bit of their courage, every bit of their vitality to really stay in this, because you're worth it. With the 10 of Pentacles, it's saying you are definitely worth it to them, but it's been very hard. They just don't want you to know that. Their ego doesn't want you to know that something is hard for them. So we have the Queen of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups here. Sometimes this can be a card of mother and child. So you might have children with this person, but that is not going to be for everybody. But the greater message that's coming through here with this Queen of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups is that you really are being patient with this person. You're coming across to them as impatient and stressed, and that may be what you're showing to them. That, come on, let's get this moving. Come on, let's get this moving, or I'm not going to be able to be here anymore. But deep down, and what you're not showing them, is that you have this very nurturing side when it comes to them. It's like you can almost see straight through to their wounds, to their inner child, and that you're really listening to them, because the Queen of Pentacles is the best listener in the deck. She or he is the one who everyone comes to because they know they will be received well, they won't be judged, and they're going to be nurtured and loved and protected and cared for. And so I feel like that's what you're doing with this person's inner child, that you understand on some deep intuitive level that this person was wounded at some point in their life, and that's why you're allowing them all this space to do it. Even though you might be in their face saying, come on already, we should be past this. We should be more emotionally bonded by now. We should be further along in the growth and the depth of this relationship. And you're appearing that you're stressed, which I think you actually are stressed. It is causing you some stress, but really you're not as stressed as this person thinks you are, because you're more in this energy of calmness with the Queen of Pentacles and an energy of openness with the 6 of Cups. So, and I do think that there are things that keep the two of you together. I mean, obviously there are things that keep you together. This with the Empress and the 8 of Pentacles, there is history here. There is growth. So you may not feel that the growth should be where it is for the amount of investment and the amount of time you've put into this. But the Empress is telling me that there is growth going on. It's this idea that there is this pregnancy going on. This baby is not born yet. And I'm not talking about a literal baby. I'm talking about the growth of the relationship and the things that you birth into the relationship as far as depth and expansion. But this baby has not been born yet in this metaphorical sense. And so maybe you just feel like it's not there because you can't see it. But the work has been put in on both of your parts. And with this bad health card, it tells me that there probably was some level of toxicity going on in this relationship, which we can really see because your person is going through so much healing, especially with the Star, and this idea that they feel stuck. But it feels like there's been significant work put towards this idea that there was a lot of toxicity that existed between the two of you. But the heart of the matter here is that your person really needs to do more healing when it comes to whatever that is for them. It's going to be different for everybody. But the biggest hurdle for them is showing their vulnerability. They are not wanting to show to you that this is difficult for them. So it comes off to you like they're giving very little. But the reality is they are giving so much. This has been extremely hard for them to face their wounds and to face their fears and their attachments or their insecurities or whatever this is for them. It's been excruciating for them, where you feel like they're not taking it seriously. But until they show that side of themselves to you, it's going to be hard for you to know that. So let's get you some advice to wrap this up. So there's the Page of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles. And there's that Strength card again. So that's what this is about. This is about them letting you in and being more vulnerable with you and allowing that loyalty that they have to you, this idea that they know that you are their forever person. They have to be more transparent about that and not just sit here on the shore watching the horizon, that there's some action that needs to be taken. Even if they say to you with the Seven of Pentacles, hey, this is really what I want. You are what I want. This has been hard for me, but it's just going to take time. But what they need to do is tell you that you are the one that they long for, that they crave, but they're not doing that. And so I think this advice is not really advice for you, because there's not really anything you can do in this case except perhaps be patient with them, because the cards are telling me that they really are going through the work right now. They're doing an honest assessment of themselves here. That is for sure. And they want to be able to give you exactly what you want. And they're making steady progress. So I think the advice then, therefore, is for you to hang in there with the Seven of Pentacles. And because action is coming, but it's just that they need to, that healing is going to come through this learning to be vulnerable with you, because you can be. You're the Queen of Pentacles here. And if there's anyone in the whole deck that people can be vulnerable with, it's that Queen of Pentacles. And so this is the part that you're kind of holding back from them. So what I'm really getting is the advice may be to not say to them, I'm stressed. When is this going to happen? We should be further along. The advice may be to really tap into that Queen of Pentacles side of yourself, knowing that this has been so hard for them, and just give them a space to talk about it and just tell them you're not going anywhere and that you want to nurture this and you want to be there for them. And that may be what is needed for them to open up. So there you go. That is your love reading for those of you who chose the 10 of Pentacles. Please let me know how this was resonant for you. Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.